Yo, good morning, fellas. How are you doing on this great Tuesday morning? Always feels good kicking off a new day with you guys where we get to talk our sports and talk our sports betting as well. How did Monday go for you? Let me know down in the comments section how Monday treated you. We'll, of course, dive on into today's action after we, of course, do the recap, where we do have to recap yesterday's action, and then just a big day today in the Premier League and also the MLB. And I got a feeling you guys are going to get a sense that I'm a little fired up this morning. There are two things going on in the world of sports that has me fired up this morning. One of them, of course, is the Braves game from yesterday, taking on the Chicago White Sox, where the game doesn't quite get completed. So all the sports books were voided the run line. They cashed out the money line. Money line will go ahead and cash if the game is completed at least 5 innings, but run line takes all 9 innings to go ahead and be completed, or 8.5 if the home team is obviously winning. And that's just a really disgusting push right there. The Braves absolutely dominated, the White Sox up and down all game. I mean, they had Chris Flexen on the ropes most of the innings right there. I watched that game, and you know how scary that Braves lineup is? I was watching it, I think it was in the 5th inning, or maybe the 6th inning, and the announcers were talking about all the production that the Atlanta Braves were getting, and they didn't have a hit yet through their first 4 batters. It was all the bottom half of the lineup. That lineup is just top to bottom. I think it's one of the best in all of Major League Baseball. So a play in which we should have been getting the cash. DraftKings wants to go ahead and pay out, when an NBA player gets injured, right? They'll go ahead and do the void and, save you from getting a loss. And here's an opportunity for them to go ahead and be nice like they have in the past and pay out the run line. And they didn't want any part of that. And that's what happens when a line goes from minus 125 to minus 185, where they've just got too much liability on one side, and they were given a lifeline to go ahead and get out of that and save them, from paying out all the customers that had Braves run line. So brutal beat right there, brutal push right there. Hopefully we can be on the right side of some luck today. And you know what else has got me fired up this morning? NASCAR. NASCAR has me absolutely fired up this morning. I don't know if you guys were watching the race this past weekend at Richmond, but lots of controversy at the end with the last restart there, where Denny Hamlin was able to jump the restart, get ahead of Martin Truex Jr., eventually hold him off and go ahead and be the victory of that race. And then NASCAR is they're just falling on their face with their explanations. I mean, you get the interview there on Sirius XM radio where they say, well, yeah, he jumped the restart, and if that's lap 100 or 200, we'd officiate it a little bit different. We would likely penalize it, but we're not going to do that late in a race. So we're calling things differently depending on how it goes. NASCAR really has just opened themselves up for a really sticky situation, because that's not the last time that's going to happen now, because NASCAR is famous for throwing a caution when the race is boring as hell. I mean, just look at stage 2, right? Kyle Larson wins stage 1 nice and easily. He's well on his way to win stage 2. The field is kind of split on strategy. Some drivers cut it into third on stage 2. Larson and other drivers cut that stage in half. And you knew once the guys who on the third, like Martin Truex Jr. and the other guys, once they pit, Larson was going to retake the lead and cruise to another stage victory. And Kyle Busch brushes up against the wall, and they go ahead and throw the caution. So you just know NASCAR will always manipulate a race to create drama, throughout it, and especially at the end. I mean, how many late cautions are there in a NASCAR race? It seems like every race you get a late caution in a race, and now they're effed, because who's not going to jump the restart? I mean, NASCAR's done come out and said, hey, late in the race, we're not going to go ahead and fault you and penalize you. So jump the restart. Go ahead. Get yourself an advantage. We're not penalizing Denny Hamlin. Brutal situation they've got themselves in now. I kind of hope that there will be a caution, because that's what happens. And I hope the next guy this Sunday jumps the restart and puts NASCAR in another sticky situation. Ugh, not good right there. It's got me fired up that they officiate a race differently depending on when it is. And also, what happens if Toyota is not the title sponsor by that race? And what happens if P2 Joey Logano drives a Toyota? Will they then make the decision to go ahead and penalize Denny Hamlin and give it to Joey Logano? Let's just say he's in a Toyota. They weren't going to ever penalize Denny Hamlin because Joey Logano rides a Ford, and Toyota was the title sponsor of that race. Two things this morning that just has me absolutely fired up on this Tuesday morning. So Anyways, hope you guys are doing good this morning. Let's go ahead and get on into the recap, and then let's go ahead and dive on into the action. Well, we are going to go ahead and kick off our week, though, by ringing that cash register because we were able to pull in a profit when it was all said and done at plus 0.35 units. Love to see that right there. Roma on the team total, no chance in hell. And to be quite honest, maybe a draw was definitely fair. I mean, but I didn't even think Roma could have even lost that game. I watched chunks of it. Obviously missed the beginning of it hanging out with you guys here on YouTube, but then I did get to watch another big chunk of that at the gym. Roma was vastly outplayed. They couldn't do a damn thing. Don't even really remember Lukaku doing anything in that game. So, yeah, they should have lost the game. Either way, team total had no chance in hell. Moving on into baseball now. Braves on the run line. Yeah, just a really disgusting push. A really, really disgusting push. I mean, up 9-0, 3 outs away. And what's going on with the Southsiders? 10 miles away up on the north side, the Cubs played through the weather, and they were able to complete all 9 innings, and their game started 10 minutes later. Now, their game was going a lot faster because, it was low scoring, and hell, the Rockies were being no-hit through like 5 or 6 innings, so it was moving along a little bit faster, but shit, up on the north side, they played through the rain and got it all in 9 innings. Why can't we do that on the south side? Just 3 more outs. Trot those bastards out there for 3 more outs. Come on. Brutal, disgusting push right there. Yankees on that F5 team total. Shit, could have cashed in the first. I ended up watching that game because it ended up being really our only MLB play in terms of a unit plays of the night. I could have cashed in the first inning. They had bases loaded, and unfortunately, they couldn't quite come through. They did get 2 in the second. They got 3 in the third. And then, shockingly, which is why I like to do a lot of F5 team totals as opposed to full game team totals, because once they knocked out Nelson, now you get in the bullpen, you're seeing only guys for 1 inning. Runs do dry up, late in games, but you only see a pitcher for 1 inning. But we always knew Ryan Nelson was going to get his ass handed to him. I mean, this guy is a fit starter. And did I tell you Luis Hill was dominant, and he's got dominant stuff, and he's throwing 100 miles an hour. Nasty slider. Yeah, he's the real deal. He's absolutely the real deal. They got a nice gem there in Luis Hill. So, yeah, Yankees on that F5 team total. I told you to back them on the money line, the run line, F5 money line. It didn't matter. Get behind the Yankees yesterday, and they rewarded us with a good 5-2 victory. Then we hit a 4-legged parlay. And if you're wondering where that 4-legged parlay comes from, it comes from Rapid Fire. I take Rapid Fire seriously. If you guys remember, been around here the past couple seasons, that's not me just, talking so you guys can hear me. No, that's taken seriously. And anytime I've got arbitrage cash or if I've got free bets, I take my favorite leans from Rapid Fire and I drop them into a parlay. And that's what we did yesterday. And they weren't juicy plays. We had Tigers as an underdog and in the parlay. We had Yankees on the money line at about minus 120 or minus 125. We also had the over in Pirates Nationals at plus money. And then the juiciest play was the Cubs money line at minus 120 or minus 200 or so to round out. And a good 4-legged parlay to overcome, the loss of Roma and give us profit on the day. So you love to see that right there at plus 0.35 units. Picked up a couple free bets yesterday. BetMGM just handing out $5 free bets for another week, just like they were yesterday. And then, of course, we got a $25 free bet because our player prop parlay had no chance in hell. Hulk had double-digit strikeouts, and Tristan McKenzie just didn't have a good outing. Only lasted, I think it was 3 1/3 or maybe 3 2/3? Either way, not a good outing by Tristan McKenzie at all. But we scoop up a $25 free bet. I'd love to see that right there. And as is on all my tweets, I always giving you guys the MLB season recap. We were, of course, 6-3. You add a win to it. If you're wondering, only unit plays get added to the MLB season recap. The 4-legged parlay is not part of that. Only plays where we want to put on a unit or more, unit plays, is the MLB season recap. So we, of course, add a win to that, and we're able to tuck our total up to over 3 units on this MLB season. So that's how yesterday unfolded for me and for you. Let me know down in the comment section how Monday treated you, and let's head to the comment section and see how this Tuesday morning is treating you guys. Good morning, Corey. You had a great day yesterday. What'd you do, my man? You went 13-2. Hell, you bet the entire MLB slate. It had to have been 15 or so games. You laddered the Braves runs from 5.5 to 7.5. Hell of a hit. hell of a hit. Of course, they ended up with 9, so you got a good payout. We were talking on Twitter yesterday. I did personally play that F5 team total. I mean, I told you they were going to rock flexing. That's always the tough part with me. It's like, what bets do you give out? Do you give out Braves run line? Do you give out Braves F5 team total? I mean, I gave out a winning pick, so I'm not mad. Unfortunately, it just didn't quite get completed, and we didn't get to put any money in our pocket. But 13-2, holy hell. Absolutely awesome of a day right there. Yeah, that would be, what NASCAR did is, whether you call pass interference in the first quarter, but you don't want to call it in the fourth quarter, NBA, I mean, it's just, you can't, rules are rules. You can't say on lap 100 we're going to penalize it, but on lap, 399 it's okay. I'm telling you, whoever's in first place, if they don't jump the restart this Sunday, they're a dumbass. I mean, simply put, they're dumb. They're dumber than bricks if you don't jump the restart, because NASCAR is not going to penalize you. And then if they do penalize you, holy hell, are they in a really, really, really tough spot if they go ahead and penalize whoever jumps the restart next. So tough one right there. Vegas made that weather call in Chicago. Tough. And it's just an extra, kick in the D watching the Cubs play through the rain and get through their 9 innings. I guess they only had to play 8.5 technically because the home side was winning, but just tough. I mean, the ballpark's like 8 miles from each other. It was the same weather. If the Cubs are playing through it, come on, White Sox. Brutal. Backdoor the over in Cincy, Philly. Nice. Cincinnati Reds are my dog of the day. And I'm not going to do this every day, but while we're talking recap, let's just kind of see what happened yesterday on my rapid fire plays. Let's see what happened. Again, I don't do this every day. But let's kind of run through the slate. So Braves, White Sox, I obviously said take the Braves every goddamn way. That hit. Cubs, I said take the money line. That hit. Pirates, Nationals, I said take the over. And obviously I like the over enough to put that one in our four-legged parlay. So I was right on that one. Orioles, Royals, I said take the Orioles on the money line. That one hit. Angels, Marlins. I think I said take the Marlins, so that would have been the first loss of the day. Reds over the Phillies, that was my dog of the day yesterday, so obviously I was gotten that one right. Rangers, Rays, I said take the over. That over easily hit. Astros, I said the Astros were going to win that game, and they sure did. How about the first MLB no-hitter of the season? Congratulations to that man as they win 10-0. Red Sox, Orioles, or Red Sox Athletics, I said take the Red Sox. Let's see, Mariners, Guardians. I would have said take the Guardians, based on being on that player prop. So I would have missed that one. Yankees, I was on the Yankees every which way. Cardinals, Padres. I said take the over, and it was 6-2, so I probably would have lost that one on the hook. And then Dodgers, Giants, I said back the Dodgers every goddamn way you want to. And the Dodgers obliged, and they came through. So pretty damn good on rapid fire. Again, I take that shit serious. That's not me just throwing out some damn opinions for the sake of throwing out opinions. It's opinions based on stats, just like real official unit plays are. So we'll, of course, do that again today. I really look forward to diving into the payoff pitch. If you guys know how I handicap baseball, I use what have you done the last 10 days? If you've been with me for the last few MLB seasons, that's how I handicap baseball. I look at it the last 10 days. And the reason I do 10 days is that gives you 3 opponents. Like, what have you been doing lately against the last 3 opponents? I think that's a really nice sample size. Well, you know what happens come next Monday when we get to hang out here? MLB will be 11 days into the MLB season. So volume will probably remain pretty low until then, but come next week, now we've got a full 10-day sample size we can go ahead and crunch and analyze. The volume will probably pick up a little bit, and then that'll bring us back to our normal payoff pitch, kind of program, if you will have you say. So there we go right there. 13-2 yesterday, my man. Any MLB player props today? Nothing on the card, Adrian. I think I mentioned it. Obviously you'll get it on the payoff pitch. You'll get tons of leans. But in terms of how often will we have player props make the card, we've had one this season, Jordan Hicks. We got a good cash on him, over 4.5 Ks. I said it about a month ago. I'm going to stick to more money lines, run lines, more team-related stuff as opposed to player props. Player props just didn't treat me all that well last season. So that's got me a little bit off. And I think my strength is, can I predict an over? Can I predict an under? Who the hell is going to win this game? I think that's more where my strength lies. So I look forward to sticking to that majority. But like I said, did Jordan Hicks, the other night, got a hit. So I won't avoid them exclusively, but will be a lot more picky in my spots and when I want to do a player prop. But we'll talk some MLB player props on today's show there, Adrian. Let's go ahead now and roll on into today's action, where, again, we've got a loaded day in the Premier League. We've got a loaded day on the MLB slate. We'll go ahead and toss up the soccer bets first, where if you were hanging out with us yesterday, Matt and I broke down all 10 games in the Premier League. If you want any analysis for these soccer bets, you can go ahead and kind of fast forward to when Matt joined the program and get your analysis and previews of the 10 games in the Premier League today through Thursday. We're going to go ahead and tail Matt's play. Paqueta, this is his play. Scorer, assist, plus 200 for a half a unit. If you recall from yesterday's show, the both teams to score and over 2.5 was minus 180 yesterday. I'm kind of curious what it is now, but it's just priced so difficult. It's certainly a parlay piece kind of game. I wasn't really interested in doing a parlay, so I just kind of left it. It's minus 205 now. So, yeah, I mean, it's the play. It's both teams scoring over 2.5. I'll tail Matt play. Matt came through for us last time. Remember last time we tailed one of Matt's player props? We did Leon Bailey to score an assist to Aston Villa, and he got the assist on their first goal. We'll see if Paqueta can't come through for us and get a goal or assist today at plus 200 for a half a unit. We'll go ahead and do Man City versus Aston Villa under 3.5. After listening to Matt, I think he does have the right analysis, right? You just saw what Arsenal did against City. Unai Emery going to run some pretty damn similar tactics. The reverse fixture was 1-0. I kind of like where Matt's head is at on this one. So I'm going to go ahead and do the under 3.5. And then I gave out Liverpool first half team total. Matt actually tailed me on that pick. The one extra thing I'll add to that one right there is if I'm going off the top of my head, the goal differential is Liverpool plus 40, and I think Arsenal plus 45, if I'm recalling correctly. Remember, Arsenal beat Sheffield. It was like 4 or 5 nothing at halftime. I think it was 6 nothing, or maybe it was 6-1. Either way, this is a spot where Liverpool's got to, catch up in the goal differential, category. I mean, this is where they need to smash Sheffield at home. Obviously, obviously the better team, but at home, like they need to catch up to Arsenal's goal differential, because you could see it's neck and neck in the Premier League. 3 points separate the top 3 teams, where goal differential could be a real thing. Expect Liverpool to come out and do kind of similar to what Arsenal did to Sheffield, put the hammer down on them. So give me that first half team total over 1.5 at plus money. I'll go ahead and throw up this free bet. Newcastle money lines. Now it's plus 105. What are the books doing here with this Newcastle bet? I mean, whether it's Newcastle and home and away splits, or Fulham or Brighton. I mean, these are 3 teams that just come off the top of my head that you just can't ignore their home and away splits. And I know Matt said he would take a stab at Everton, but I'm going to follow the numbers and say, Newcastle's awfully goddamn good at home, and I'll take the trap. I mean, I guess I'll fall into the trap. It's obviously a free bet. I wouldn't put a unit on it because it smells way too goddamn fishy to put a unit on it. But go ahead and give me Newcastle there on the money line today against Everton. Give me over 2.5 goals in Fulham and Nottingham. Of course, we previewed that one on yesterday's show. Bournemouth and Crystal Palace. Give me both teams to score. And second half, most goals between West Ham and Tottenham. I also do like Matt's angle of West Ham first half money line, but I'll go ahead and do a little bit more stat driven for the second half to have the most goals. So that's how we'll go ahead and roll today in the Premier League. On the MLB, what are we going to do in that sport today? I'll go ahead and take that Rangers Rays F5 over 4.5. And when I talk about not being able to do the full menu of the payoff pitch, well, what's the one team that's like a great example? It's the Angels, actually. They're going to see Jesus Luzardo today. They got 18 bad appearances this season versus a left-hander. You can't analyze anything on 18 plate appearances, so that's why we're not doing the full, payoff pitch rundown, and that's why also it's a little hard to trust the numbers because you only got 18 plate appearances. Now that's the Angels, neither one of these teams. If you want to look at the Rays, they've got 40 plate appearances, so nothing huge, but they're hitting 343, they're slugging 486, and their OPS is 886 with a weighted runs created of 162. Those are numbers where you get 2 more weeks into the season and you've got 40 plate appearances, becomes 80 plate appearances. And you're like, oh yeah, I definitely like these numbers. I like them. Rays are really good against left-hander. You look at Andrew Heaney. They faced him last season. I think it was like 5-ish innings, 4 runs, if I'm recalling off the top of my head. They had a lot of great success off him. Heaney's not really that great of a pitcher, so they're off to a good start against left-handers, so I'll go ahead and back that. And then the Rangers are going up against Zach Eflin. Remember, last season, Zach Eflin at home was absolutely amazing. He gets rocked in his season opener against the Blue Jays. He should have another tough one today going up against the Rangers. Obviously, from a right-handed standpoint, everybody's got a lot of plate appearances versus the right-handers. The Rangers don't strike out at 16.7%. They hit .294. They slug .549. OPS of .941 and a weighted runs created of .164. So 2 really good offenses, 2 pitchers that, quite frankly, it's Heaney's first start. So we don't know if he's going to be off to a struggle, but Eflin got off to a struggle there in his opening start, and he's facing a better offense in the Rangers from a numbers standpoint than what the Blue Jays have so far up against right-handers. So if he struggled against the Blue Jays, a better lineup, he should struggle again today. So I'll do that F5 over, and then if you always want to know why are we not doing a full game over, obviously that means the bullpens are off to a good start. It's not really the Rays bullpen that's off to a great start. It's the Rangers bullpen that is off to a really good start. So just remove the bullpen because if they can't hit Heaney, they're probably not going to hit then the Rangers bullpen. It's just off to too good of a start. So I'll just focus on good offenses versus struggling pitchers. Give me that F5 over 4.5 at plus money. Then Red Sox on the money line. They win 9-0. They've got Bello. I mean, he was their opening day starter, so I guess it's their ace, although Nick Pivetta is also really stinking good. And he's facing, or Bello's going to be facing Alex Wood. Got crushed in his season opener. He sucks. I mean, just quite frankly put, Alex Wood sucks. Give me the better team. I mean, it's better offense, better bullpen, a better starter by far. It checks all the boxes. Minus 140 is like, there's some numbers where I tweeted it out last night. You see it and you're like, huh? I mean, what's that line right now? What's that line right now? Minus 155. So what are we talking about here? And so that's how we'll shake out today there in the MLB. That is how we'll shake out today in the MLB. Let's go ahead and jump on into it. Make sure, all right, we don't have any player props. Sorry, I was reading Adrian's. I don't have any more thing there. Let's go ahead and do a little rapid fire. Let's go ahead and pull it up. Let's hit the rapid fire. Man, let me blow my nose real quick. Get a little cold around here. All right, rapid fire time, boys. I love rapid fire. I already did tweet a free roll. I guess I did, Adrian. I am on Nestor Cortez under, was it 4.5 Ks today in a free roll. You've got the Arizona Diamondbacks on 53 plate appearances versus left-handers, only striking out 13.2%. Their weighted runs created is 176. They're hitting 362. Yeah, so I am on at least one in a free roll, but let's jump on into it. All right, kick it off here in the day game. We've got the Twins and the Brewers. Over-under of 8.5. Twins minus 102. Brewers minus 118. You're talking about 2 bullpens that are performing really good. I like the under in this matchup. If I had to predict a winner, Twins are struggling right now versus right-handers. I'd have to pull it up again. Let me actually just leave this up. The Twins are ranked 28th in Major League Baseball. They're well below the Mendoza line, only hitting 176. Versus right-handed pitching. So I think the Brewers win the game, but I like the under. 2 really, really good bullpens so far this season. So I'll take under 8.5 as opposed to a money line here on Rapid Fire. Royals and Orioles, over-under of 8.5. Royals plus 145. Orioles minus 175. I'm going to take the over in this one. Give me the over 8.5. This Royals bullpen, they've got some ugly-ass numbers. They've got the worst opponent's batting average. They've got the second worst whip, and they've got the 4th worst ERA. It's not good right now. Coming out of that Royals bullpen, we know how dangerous the Orioles are. And I actually like the Royals' ability to hit left-handers. So this is a team that hits .294 versus left-handers, but only 19 plate appearances, right? I mean, if that's another big sample where if I got more plate appearances, I would take the over and put it on the card, but 19 plate appearances, like is that .294 a real number? Yeah, can't put that on the card, of course, but for rapid fire, give me the over 8.5. Reds and Phillies, over-under of 8. Reds plus 120, Phillies minus 142. Mention that Royals bullpen. Phillies ain't that much better. I mean, they're sitting in the bottom three in every category that I look at for bullpens. That's ERA, FIP, WHIP, and opponent's batting average. Phillies are in the bottom three in all those. Reds yesterday were the dog of the day. Go right back to the Reds today as the MLB dog of the day at plus 120. Angels and Marlins over under of 8.5. Angels plus 120. Marlins minus 142. I'll go Marlins. I go Marlins. I know I got burned on that one yesterday, but certainly trust Luzardo well more than I trust Anderson. Again, not a lot of left-handed plate appearances. What I say, the Angels were at 18. The Marlins are actually at 85, and they are only hitting 197. But so that's probably an under. Actually, I'd probably take the under in that matchup. What are the bullpens like? Angels bullpen was awful last season. It never climbed out of the bottom. They're about league average, and Miami is below league average. That makes that game tough. I just stick to the Marlins money line. Rangers and Rays, I would take the over. Obviously, if I like the F5 over for rapid fire, I'll certainly take the full game over. I like the Rangers again. I don't know how the Rangers come into this game as a dog. You talk about massive bullpen advantages. Let's see. We get, a 3.96 FIP as opposed to a 5.99. We got a 2.81 ERA as opposed to a 4.76. You got the Rangers bullpen that has not allowed a home run all season, while the Rays bullpen is allowing a home run 1.59 for every 9 innings pitched. So, yeah, I'll take the over, and I'll take the Rangers at plus 130. Tigers and Mets over under of 7.5. Tigers plus 110. Mets minus 130. This is not an accident. This is not an accident that the Tigers are this stinking good. AJ Hinch is, sure, they may have cheated when they were a member of the Astros, but that's a damn good manager. He manages the bullpen really good, and that's what you need to be if you're going to be a successful manager. Is you got to be able to manage the bullpen. That's a massive part in today's baseball, and I like everything he does. Casey Mize up against Adrian Hauser is a mismatch. I think that's an advantage for the Tigers as well. I think the Tigers at plus 110. Rockies and Cubs. Who gives a shit? It's going to rain today in Chicago all day. Braves, White Sox, who gives a shit? It's going to rain all day today in Chicago. It's going to rain all day tomorrow in Chicago. Just a brutal weather we got going on today in Illinois and Chicago. So, but you probably don't need me telling you that the Braves are better than the White Sox and Cubs are better than the Rockies. But don't bet the run line because you ain't going to get paid out. Although, to be fair, the rain's actually supposed to stop at around 8. So if they wanted to, they could do first pitch, 8:30, 8:45, and just play late into the night. Maybe those games do get played, but yeah. Either way, Braves and Cubs are the better team. So we'll move it right along. Blue Jays and Astros over under of 8.5. Blue Jays plus 130. Astros minus 155. How many plate appearances do the Blue Jays have versus lefties? Is this a real number? That's 40. I mean, at this point of the season, it's not terrible. And then, yeah, I'd take the Astros again. Another team that's just not going to strike out at 18.5%. If you want to look at taking unders on K-props, you look at under 20%. If you want to look at taking overs, you go for about 30% and over. They're at 18.5%, making great contact, hitting 287, weighted runs created of 122. I'll take the Astros at minus 155. Guardians and Mariners, this is your, if you like to bet a Nerfy, you're not getting a better matchup on today's slate with Shane Bieber and Luis Castillo on the mound for a Nerfy perspective. So there's a reason this total's at 7. I'll go that's a tough one. I'll go under. Let's get a look at these bullpen number stats here for a second. Seattle's right there. Where's Cleveland? Ooh, Cleveland. Ooh. Top 3, top 5 in categories. ERA, 0.92. WHIP, 0.92. Opponent's batting average, 125. Yeah, gotta give me the Guardians. Have a good bullpen. I'm sure that means the Mariners probably used some of their good arms yesterday in winning the game 5-4. Yeah, I'll take Guardians at minus 102. Cardinals and Padres over under of 8. Cardinals plus 114. Padres minus 135. I've got this Padres team total in my MLB free roll. I think it's over 3.5. You got Michaelis on the mound. Struggling Cardinals bullpen. This is another team last season that, how many times did we tail the Cardinals last season. Like, never. I mean, people are just gravitate towards some of the names in their lineup. They never hit last season. Their bullpen was struggling. I'm seeing their bullpen numbers now. I mean, 265 opponents, batting average, 5.82 ERA. It's all ugly. Home run per 9 is 2.12. Padres, minus 135. Yankees and Diamondbacks, over-under of 9. Yankees, minus 102. Diamondbacks, minus 118. If the Diamondbacks number versus left-handers is real, they should get the win. They should get the win. And their bullpen numbers are still good, even though they get the loss, because it was Nelson who gave up all those 5 runs. It wasn't the bullpen. Bullpen came in and shut it down. So the bullpen numbers still look good for Arizona. If they can get the offense left-hander numbers to be real, I'll take the Diamondbacks today at minus 118. Red Sox and Athletics, you know how I feel about that one. And Giants, Dodgers, we have no announced starter. Glasnow looks like he's going to be scratched, and there's a to be determined. So not sure how you analyze something. Starting pitching is everything in the MLB. So kind of hard to analyze that one, but I'm sure the Dodgers' numbers offenses are better if I had to look it up a little closely. So that's how we'll roll right there. You took San Diego over 2.5 on that F5 today. Great numbers. Mike Colas is bad. I like it. That should go ahead and cash for you. Your soccer bet of the day for Adrian is Club America versus New England Revolution, who are struggling. Club America's first in the MLS and Mexican League. What is this, just like the U.S. Open Cup or whatever the hell they call it? It must be a cup game. Must be a domestic game. Be careful. You know how some of those teams, like, they can struggle in the league, yet then they get to like the FA Cup or the EFL Cup and they turn up. But go Club America. Yeah, it's nasty here in Chicago and Illinois all together. So yeah, I'd be surprised if they get these 2 games in today, and I'd be surprised if they can get it in tomorrow. If I pull the weather up tomorrow. Yeah, it's raining all day again tomorrow. Actually, it looks like it does tail off maybe mid-afternoon. Oh, no, that's Wednesday. Hold on. Thursday. Or wait, that was Thursday. Wednesday. Yeah, it's raining all day Wednesday. So I don't think they're going to be playing. I think both of these games for the next 2 days get rained out, which is unfortunate because then, Braves have to come back. They don't have another trip to Chicago this year, so they'd have to come back just to make up 2 games. That'd be a blow for their schedule, but who cares? Whenever they come back to Chicago, I will bet them against the White Sox. That makes sense. Cup game. That makes sense. Let's go, Club America. Let's get it. Any other questions today, boys? Any questions today in the Premier League? Any questions today in the MLB? If you want to know what of those favorite leans on rapid fire that I put in the free roll, if you're not on Twitter, I am on Twins under 4.5 team total. I took the Nursey no-run second inning in that Angels-Marlins game. I took Nestor Cortez under 4.5 Ks, and I took that Padres team total over 3.5. Pays 10.5 to 1. Pays 10.5 to 1. We, of course, use the free bet that we earned from last week's March Madness over on FanDuel, so we'll use that $5 free bet. Anything else there, boys? Anything else you got today? Let's go 3-0 today. Paqueta, why don't you score assists? Like, that'd be cool. And then you can, let Spurs go ahead and get the victory. I'm fine with that. And then Rangers got a little raise, had a little F5 over, get some early fireworks, and Red Sox just be the better team. You won 9-0 last night. You didn't even use your good bullpen arm, so you're healthy down in your bullpen. You got all the advantages. It checks all the boxes. I'm surprised that one's minus 140 with Bello versus Wood. Like, that's a mismatch. That's like Hill yesterday versus Nelson. That's like Hill versus Nelson yesterday. That dude is nasty. I told you on yesterday's show that was going to be a Yankees win, up and down. That was too big of an advantage from a starting pitching for the Yankees to lose that game. So, another big advantage here for the Red Sox. So what were the last 2 legs in that parlay? I don't know. Let me pull it up again. I don't even remember. We'll go through all 4 legs again. Twins, let me back that up. Twins team total under 4.5. Twins team total under 4.5. I did the no-run second inning between the Angels and Marlins. Nestor Cortez is going to be one of these last 2 legs. Nestor Cortez is going to be one of these last 2 legs under 4.5 Ks. And the Padres are going to get 4 more runs. I took their team total over 3.5. And look who just entered the chat. Our awesome friend, Gloria. Gloria! Oh my God. God, feels good seeing Gloria lives in this great state. I can't wait to get out to Bet Rivers with you, Gloria. Hit me up, Gloria. How are you doing? Put them in the chat. I got you coming, Gloria. Nice to see you, Gloria. That's, man, I hadn't heard from you in a while. Gloria. Woo. What's going on, Gloria? All right, I put it here in the chat. All right, here we go. All right, here's the parlay there, Gloria and everybody else. That's the four-legged parlay we put a $5 free bet on over on FanDuel. Those are the real lines. There's no alternate lines in there. So those are the lines. So if you don't want to do it on FanDuel, you should be able to get that any which book you want to do it, I guess. What's the weather in Milwaukee, actually? If it's raining in Chicago all day, it's probably raining in Milwaukee. Is that going to get rained out? Let me see. What's the weather in Milwaukee like today? Yeah, boy, that game's not happening. No chance that game gets played. So we'll have a three-legged parlay. That one ain't going to be played today. No chance. It's starting to rain. It's raining now, and it rains all day. So three-legged parlay. Three-legged parlay. All right. Good. I'm doing really good, actually. Soccer resumes today. Everybody knows I'm a big soccer guy. I've played soccer from time I was 5 till 2019, so about 5 years ago, till about the time I was called 36, till my first son was born. Getting back into it today. Got my first game, and I haven't played since 2000. I haven't kicked a ball competitively. I've gone to the park with my son, and we've kicked it around, but I haven't even put on my cleats since 2019. So I played my first competitive game. It's 11v11 men's league, 2 30-minute halves. They watch these 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds run circles around me, but I can't wait to get back in it. So I'm doing good. 2 kids into the thing, just doing it up, Gloria. Hope you're doing well. Obviously, look forward to talking with you throughout this baseball season. Milwaukee has a roof. Perfect. All right, four-legged parlays back on. Back on, baby. Miss your old Norm players. He was pretty entertaining. Yeah, it'll resume on Monday. Unfortunately, it won't be with the squirrel. The only reason we're not doing payoff pitches is because there's no, we just don't have a nice sample size. But come Monday, we're running through the normal, menu on the payoff pitch. But I hate that we don't have squirrel this year. I think it's a lot better with the banter and the back and forth with 2 people, but. He's moved on, so that's the way it is, unfortunately. But appreciate the kind words there, Ryan. We'll resume payoff pitch on Monday, but we are warming up to it with at least doing rapid fire. So getting it there. So I love baseball. I love crunching the numbers. I love getting into it. So it won't be as good. I mean, one person. It's just, it won't be as good. Man, the family's good. Family is good. Trying to potty train a 2-year-old right now. That is hell on earth. So frustrating when you set the timer and they get on the potty every 20 minutes, and then he gets up after one of the attempts, and within like a minute he pisses his pants. Like, come on, man. Like, what are we talking about today? You were just on the potty, and you get up, and you within a minute you piss your pants. Come on, man. Come on, Owen. Gotta be better, Owen. Gotta be better. Any soccer for today? Those are 3 soccer plays, Gloria. The first one only is today, the middle one is Wednesday, and that bottom one is Thursday. So a play for each day. And then the play on the left-hand side of your screen, all of those plays are today's. So if you want to follow that free bet over on BetMGM, all of those plays on the free bet are today. But the only unit play, and you can even see I only went half a unit because it's at plus 200, is Paqueta to score or assist. So we got a soccer unit in play today. Are we starting any streak? No. In terms of the ladder, man, I haven't done that in a while. I need to get back on it. Maybe, actually, you know what? I need to get back on it because it's baseball. And this is my strength. So, not today, but let's get back on it. Baseball is my strength, so let's do that. You're welcome, Gloria. Let's get back on it, Adrian. Not today, but with it being baseball, I do think we need to kind of get back on it. So, we'll get back on it. Have no fear. How many goals am I going to get tonight, boys? How many assists am I going to get tonight? Guys, man, 9:45? I'm in bed by 10. Like 10, I start to like really shut it down and be in bed by usually 10:15. This game doesn't even start till 9:45. It's going to be colder and shit. It's going to be raining. 20-year-old me would be like, oh, hell yeah. Not late game. Get to play in the rain. You get to bust out the slide tackle on somebody in the rain on the turf. 41-year-old me is like, is this shit going to get rained out? What do I got to do to get this rained out? Please get this game rained out. Man, it's going to be cold out there, boys. It's going to be cold out there. Ladder should restart Monday. Yeah, I think Monday's the appropriate thing. Let's do it. Saeed, my man. My man. Are we still going TikTok Live? Nope. Never download that app again. They banned me. I'm sure they would ban me again. I mean, I didn't do anything to get banned. I didn't do anything different than anybody else out there. So I've been live on Twitter once. That's the route I want to go. I'm just going to do live on Twitter. I'm going to do live on Twitter. What time are the games today, actually? Maybe we can go live today. I'm going to be sitting around doing nothing today. Let me see. Newcastle Everton's 1:30. Our unit play starts at 2:15. Yeah, let's try and man, that Newcastle line. Something fishy about that shit. Something real fishy about that line. But yeah, let's see if we can jump on Twitter live and watch the games. They've got a nice live feature now on their app, so we'll look to do that. And then yeah, we got Forest, Fulham we can watch. We got pretty much we got action on every game except for Burnley Wolves. But otherwise, the other 4 games today, we've got action on them. So we'll look to do it today. Yes, that's the truth. That is the truth. 41-year-old me is racing home to get the ice packs on the legs and start the recovery process as fast as I can. 2 goals and 1 assist. We'll see. Find out tomorrow. All right, boys, we'll go ahead and do it right there. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Look for me to hop on Twitter Live. Spurs and treadmill. Yes. It's going to be a good game. I mean, like I said, both teams score of 2.5 is minus 205. So hopefully we do get a little bit of a cracker and we do get a game. Do we ever do Instagram? I downloaded it. It's about as far as I got. That's about as far as I got. So, all right, we'll see if we don't jump on Twitter a little bit later on, hang out. Otherwise, come on back to tomorrow, guys. We'll see if we were able to ring the cash register on tomorrow's episode. And then, yeah, another full day in the Premier League, another full day in the MLB. So we'll just keep the good times rolling. Appreciate the hang, fellas. And we'll catch up with everyone tomorrow. Have a good one.